I evidently eu something of else for likely in the second and final time on the YouTube channel. So just briefly, guys, before we get into the video, I- I'd just like to say I've enjoyed my holiday, guys. A much needed break, and it provided me with the opportunity to um do the next video topic. So this next video topic is basically a of to robot wars. Now robot wars was actually one of my favorite is one of my favorite programs growing up and of all time. Um, I enjoyed I enjoyed the innovative concepts of the competition. You know, the first couple of series had obstacle courses that the robot or tears had to navigate. You had sumo, you had their own version of football, then you had some of the iconic house robots. You had Sir Killer or Sean, Sergeant Bash, Dead Metal, Cassius Rome, the Psycho Growl, and obviously the F-bot that was in produced in the first series of Robot Wars Extreme. Now, Robot Wars Extreme kind of took place in between the at or half of the core 60 series couple last series, but obviously BBC by the time Series 6 had aired had basically decided to exit. So in came Channel 5, and Channel 5 took over in 2003 and produced Series 7. Now, Channel 5 and B Sky B at the time that owned Channel 5 had a bit of studio in or feelings telling the judge is to introduce the active weapons or etc. Which ultimately was the downfall of and the series seven grand final or the seventh wars, if you like. That is the main reason why the iPhone 2 on Storm 2 didn't have an active weapon, and ultimately that costed them year, even though you can see on all the reruns, etc. That's stuck on to on the fight. Some of my favourite competitors or robots to come out of that movie, and obviously the Aces are the one-time UK champions, the couple Ice World champions, two-time Robot Wars Extreme All-Star champions, or Razor had a terrific driver and Eno. US. Um, they just to the designer Razor was like onic. You had obviously the kind of Sherby that was me in Penrary, and later a series did develop the things uh, as a mechanism or a email to us robot wars fans, guys. Um, Ultimately, that robot inspired other robots like and Coyote in the reboot series, uh, suicidal tendencies, etc. As well. The difference being with suicidal tendencies being a tractor robot, but any case, um, but, but, but any case, yeah, just like to the Luca Razor is a gorgeous robot, very slow, I, and obviously chic, sort of steel finish on the armor. Um, if I had any criticism of Razor, is that even though they tried to improve the robot, um, a robot um, throughout the various series of the classic era, in particular Noah as the the remake is a bit in the slow side, and each time they upgraded the batteries in the robot for the more expensive batteries, it would burn out the motors in the robot, creating a smoky effect, and it cost them on a couple of occasions. A razor is introduced in 1998. Obviously, there is a team on that little mini documentary for the sexual was explaining some of the boats, history with archival footage of the boats, etc. And yeah, and obviously a bit of backstory into how he created Razor as a robot and a concept. Um, it came about as the driver, you know, was a big fan of the first series, the first series of robot was on by Rod Bill now Rod Bullock beat the Bruce in the final. Now the Bruce had a famous driver that would go on to win back-to-back UK championships and create chaos. Who that be Ian George Francis now, whatever your personal opinion is on George Francis, the driver, who I personally think he's a bit of a cock a prick though, to be honest. But he was one of the best drivers to come out the show. He was on back-to-back UK titles. The UK titles are the main series, by the way. I just thought I'd point that out. But um, essentially, George would beat Usyk in series three, and he also would then defeat Emil to then defeat Hypnoda uh, in series war with Air Chaos with Philip Hypnoda scout the arena. Obviously in that series as well, you saw a couple of surprises. You saw Pussy Cat beat Razor and a controversial bout with which would leave Ian Lewis or more often a half that was in the Southern Annihilation and the Southern Heat finals with your Pussycat would get the victory. They'd carry on, they'd get a urge to the Robot Wars Extreme series with your obviously Pussycat would beat or racer again in the Vengeance Battle. Oh, but yeah, Pussycat was another one of my favourites. You also, you also had robots like Dia or who would come in with the eyes and the or and it would always get set on fire. They were the surprise package in the tag team era tournament and Robot Wars Extreme on with their original tag partners Megamo Arcade to draw in the semis. Unfortunately, due to a motor failure, so Pussycat was just done and they would end up both and in the tag team era trophy. Um, I said, essentially that was the Tour's crowning moment. The and the best sports moment award in the Robot Wars magazine very regularly because they brought a lot of colour and fun to their robot anchoring the pitch. Um, like later on in my fandom for the show as a kid, I'd um I'd get some of the toys had a I had a hit note ask, I had a razor, or I had a Sergeant Bash, I had or Killer, or I had Chaos, uh, I I had Razor, um, etc. And they'd all come with a various sort of gimmick. Sir Kilowog came with two interchangeable weapons, I remember. He came up with the ants and the hammer. Sergeant Bash came up with the pinball set from series. Oh, that was one of the mini games that you see during the first series, etc. I also had them in a robot was arena. I had them pussycat. I had the eel, a big cheese. I had suicidal tendencies. I had I had Egam Org. I had Matilda and Shun, and it came um it came with a free and it chaos the actual robot was arena came with a functional arena fill a part a pit that you could open and there were a to control booth that the robot used would stand in and there'd be and there'd be an attachable ramp into the arena and the robots would pull kill like the bigger toys that have just explained them. Yeah, etc. I don't know if I mentioned I had many suicidal tendencies for all it as well. Um, so yeah, but anyway, other robots I like just as quickly, in the series shot in Scotland, we able are introduced to Apollo and Carbide. Apollo would in the first series of the Robot Wars on they'd beat Carbide in the final. Carbide would get a revenge a year later or by beating Apollo won the semis. But then Carbide would lose the series over the series and final to Eruption. Now Eruption are a mainstay of the series of the reboot series, but also they're a mainstay of the robot soul. I'm certain these are more locally produced shows that go into shopping centres such as Guildford shopping centre here in North Wales as well. They had Comania not too long ago. I've actually watched a bit of that as well because here you get a mix of us each now us um do HD remastered versions of the classic and reboot series. They also include some of the robots live competitions. So that was how I got to see that. Any case, other robots I are obviously but like a brother again and another another fellow a robot obviously is with very impressive. It knocked out Hypnoda and I believe the series five and the series five final. It was either series five or series six. But any case, his bigger brother was the huge shock here. etc. You also had Hypnodisc that I liked the concept, but as the classic series went on, Hypnodisc didn't quite manage to recapture the recapture the form of recapture the form of series four where it got to the final. But yeah, um, but in terms of my favourite house robot, my favourite house robot is Shunt. Now Shunt is basically a very simple robot with the front scooping the axe at the front. Now I also had the remote control shunt as well, and came out during the classic series, etc. I love I did have Matilda, but the problem always was with if the remote control Matilda is she never managed to work. Now I tried a replacement Matilda as well, and the replacement never worked either. I think there was a technical fault with the Matilda, if the remote control Matilda is, which was a real shame. I did have a Matilda for my mini robot was arena as well, so yeah, but yeah, so though, so those were some of the merchandise I got oh, for, on the show as a kid, etc. Obviously, with the reboot being shot, obviously with the reboot being shot in Scotland, I was able to go to some of the TV opens, etc. Again, they kinda went back to basics and made it a more sciences sort of technological show, which I didn't really mind too much. I like both the extreme series and the main series. I know that's a bit of a controversial opinion, but I like both of them because obviously I'm a big fan of the IP. But it was nice to see the reboot harken back to the more sort of technical based sort of sciencey version of the earlier classic series. I really did appreciate it now in terms of the hosts of the show as much as Ara O'Brien did a good job with Angela Ascano, and unfortunately he was never able to reach the popularity and enthusiasm of Craig Charles, who presented it from series 2 all the way to the series 7. The original series was presented by that bag Jeremy Clarkson. Clarkson. Now Jeremy Jeremy Clarkson left Robot Wars as a result of wanting more money. so left he left after the first series. So yeah, so for me, Craig Charles was Mr. Robot Wars. You had Jonathan Pierce as a commentator for all 10 series. For the reboot though, he'd actually put in his commentary after the series was filmed, and as there's duties commitments on my actually the English football highlights program, so JP JP could continue to do both, but in terms of the whole justification as to why the reboot is cancelled, I'm still scratching my head about it because obviously you've just built obviously as well you just built a new arena, a much more durable arena with put of yeah with but with put of as literally as a stint arena for war um etc. You had updated hazards better motors in the house robots. You had stripped away some of the mimics that a lot of people didn't like that was on the arena film. Or I personally enjoyed some of the mimics they got rid of. But yeah, but yeah, that's not a criticism of the reboot. I love s- I kind of get the feeling for one of those guys, it was cancelled to facilitate Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who series to fit in to the Sunday. Is so hot now. If you look at shows like Doctor Who now that struggle to even get to about million robot wars the reboot is considerably doing 1 million to 5 million each week. Tickets will um are selling out like hot cakes for the Apins, etc. Did even tape a couple of Christmas specials. I was at the Christmas specials as part of the TV Apins. Essentially though, they did film an episode in but they'd film an episode in Arts due to the fact that they had oversubscribed. I, it's as I've done in the past, but yeah, it was just a cool experience, and you just think that and you just think it was getting ready to be good again, and yeah, and and you had a beautiful new arena arena that was more durable. And yeah, I just don't really see, I just didn't really see the sense as to why it got cancelled, and you pissed off on the one ISA fandoms when it comes to MO. and it comes to like each like each out. So, I think there's still an appetite for robot wars, and I'd love to see it come back for a incarnation. Now that wars is on now that robot wars is on oh, us, um, I think that could be the opportunity to negotiate with BBC, who like to cancel Robot Wars because they cancelled it twice. That's why Series 7 went to Channel 5, as some of you know. Um, but yeah, they have the opportunity to wrestle it back. Now, I believe me, me enter on TV are executive producers of not only Robot Wars but of Mech EV as a whole. So maybe they can use a powers and negotiation to give Robot as a more permanent home. Um, because sadly, a Robot was is another show that BBC turned their nose up at. And yeah, but anyway, guys, guys, that's me. Anish and about robot wars, but let me know some of your favourite memories of robot wars in the comment section, and yeah, and I'll maybe try and include I'll maybe try and include some more robot wars off on the channel. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on the video and let me know some of your memories of Robot Wars. Have you seen every series? Do you like robots like or Asia Panic Attack the series champions, Drake and Chaos. Even although George Francis is a bit like, though I always thought he designed a good robot, um, etc. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed this. Whenever you decide to tune in, remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified any new content. And I've been wrestling and if you're done you and I'll see you all very soon. Enjoy and share the video and subscribe and comment in the comment section. Thank you very much. Shout out to Ice E and obviously and Bill J for inspiring me also to making this video in the comment section and I'll see you all very soon.